Hello, hello! Welcome to another vlog of real life with Branden and Robin, where real life is sometimes crazy, messy, joyful, full of tears, happy ones, crazy ones, but it is real life nonetheless. We are so glad you're here. Welcome from whatever venue you're watching from, and this is our surprise pet video. I'm so excited because if you watched the last video, it was kind of in the making, me getting my dream pet, and it all worked out. We wound up getting her yesterday. We picked her up and got everything, so we are really excited. It is a tortoise. I have always wanted a tortoise ever since I was a little girl. Ever since I can remember, I have always wanted a tortoise. And so I'm really excited to get her after doing years and years of research. We decided on a Herman's tortoise because they don't need as much space. They're a little bit of a smaller breed, and they're more of a desert species, which I like because here in Michigan, you would think the humidity would be really high because we're surrounded by lakes. But we live like literally in the middle of the mitten. So it is pretty dry, especially the winters. Our winters are so incredibly dry. So it was just the perfect species for us because we have a little tiny house and we don't have a lot of space for a bigger breed. So we needed a smaller desert breed. So that's what we got. All right, ready to see her? Here she is. Of course, when I go to get her on the vlog, she is in her little hide. So we are going to just lift up this little lid and see if we can say hello to her. She's trying to get privacy. There she is. Your first appearance on the vlog. Yay. She's like, excuse me, I was having a private moment. All right, let's see if we can get her for breakfast time. Here we are. Tortoise's first breakfast at home. It took me a minute to get her to eat because she would not wake up this morning. We had her lights on for a few hours, but she had a long day yesterday. So she slept in quite a bit. And we kind of had to wake her up and gave her some greens. And she is loving it. It makes me so happy to see her first night went well here. And that she's eating so good. She even munched on her cuddle bone a little bit last night. It took a while for her to get to eat too. She wouldn't just come straight to her food slate. I had to hand feed her for a while first. And then once she saw that it was food and it was good, I kind of set it over there and she came running. What do you think? What do you think about the tortoise, Connor?
Good.
Good. We don't get you on video too much because you're always at school, huh? Yeah, you're at school a lot. This is what he does now every morning. They have their own little kids table right here where they sit and eat. So he will take his chair out from right here and put it over here so he can get up by the tortoise table and watch the tortoise. Do you like her? What's your favorite part about the tortoise so far? You like when she goes swimming? We haven't dipped her yet, so she's got this little water dish over here that she can play in and get some drinks. She hadn't had anything to drink yet or been dipped in water. We haven't really even had her for 24 hours yet, or it's actually been 24 hours like right now because we went and got her yesterday and she had just a very, very long day. So her first night went really well and she's eating, and that just makes me so joyful to see her eating.
Yes. Is it a baby one?
Yes, that is a baby tortoise. She is, so the lady that we got her from, they got her from a pet store, and the pet store actually had little to no information on this tortoise. So the best that they can guess is she's about 6 months old. So she's still very, very young, and we are trying to think of names for her. So if you have any names that you would like, put them down in the suggestion box below. We would love to hear it because I am struggling really hard picking out a name for her because she's probably going to be with me forever. She's my Christmas present. So I'm planning on keeping her for life, forever. And I don't know. I just want something that's going to stick. She might even outlive me. So it's got to be a good name, right? Connor. Buddy. Stand up. Stand up. What do you want to name the tortoise?
Scotsy.
Scotsy? But she's a girl. We think she's a girl. She's still very, very young to know the gender. So, but the lady who had her before, they are pretty confident that she's a female, but we still really can't tell. So what about a girl name, Connor? He's had the same name all the time. Every single time he says the same name. And this is the first time on video he says the name different than what he thinks. What do you want to name her? You say the same name every time, and now you can't think of it? He has been rooting for the name Ellie. He thinks that we should... Flower. That's a good one. He thinks that we should name her Ellie, but I think that's more so because, get this, guys. Connor has a little girl named Ellie in his classroom, and this girl is the most beautiful 5-year-old girl I have ever seen in my life. Right? Ellie at your school? Is she cute? No! Connor! Ellie's not cute at your school? Why not? Do you not like her?
I don't like girls.
Don't like girls. You just like to play with the boys and fight and roughhouse with the boys? Yeah. Well, I thought it was because of this girl, Ellie. This girl, I mean, she's just drop dead gorgeous and just a beautiful, beautiful 5-year-old girl. Like, she could be a child superstar, supermodel. She's that beautiful. And so I thought for sure that might be why he is choosing the name Ellie and why he's shooting for that. But I was thinking Ellie from Ellie Sattler from Jurassic Park because my husband and I are huge, huge geek Jurassic Park fans. So we were thinking possibly Ellie or maybe Delta, like one of the raptors on Jurassic World. Maybe even Lexi, which I know is the younger girl in Jurassic Park. So yeah, still trying to think of names. So if you have any, let me know. She is still munching away. She's getting pretty aggressive. I'm noticing she's really liking she's really liking the purple lettuce. I'm not exactly too sure what that is. We got her, this is what we got her, this spring mix.
It's kind of red, Mom.
Because they are, yeah, it's kind of red, isn't it? Because they are very specific as to how much, like, as to what they can eat. Their diet is extremely specific.
Mom, I found this.
Oh, okay. So we got that bag, and the only thing in it that Herman's tortoises are not allowed to have is the spinach in there. That's really bad for them. So I'll just pull out the spinach as needed. Where are you going, girly? So I got her this bag of greens until spring. So when spring hits, I'm actually going to, I have some hooks and some strings up here. I don't know if you can see. There we go. That I'm going to hook some really wide, like, window planters. And I'm going to plant my own clover and dandelion. Our yard is covered in clover and dandelion. So once spring hits and the plants start to grow, I'm going to gather some from our yard. And I'm going to start growing them here for her, for our tortoise. She's a Herman's tortoise, by the way. I don't know if you caught that. So, sweet little Herman's tortoise. Anyway, I'm going to grow my own dandelion and clover for her so that all through the winter she will have really good greens that are available to her to eat.
She's going in there.
She is on the move. It was the cutest thing. So I don't know if I could get a wide shot of this table. My husband and I stayed up all night building this table. Try and get on a chair for her. It is huge. It is over 6 feet. It's like 6 foot 1 inch or so by 2.5 feet. And the minimum, very minimum amount of space they need is 5 by 3. So a 6 by 2.5 is wonderful. It's very possible she might be able to live in this the whole rest of her life. Oh, there she goes. way in there. That's her hide. So she can have a little bit of privacy. Branden thought of a really great idea. He put the weeds right there for her. But anyway, it was really awesome when we first put her in this last night. We built this for hours last night. And when we put her in here, she just kept wandering all over the place. It was really cool to see. It was like for the first time, because when we picked her up, she was very lethargic, very cold. And reptiles, they are cold-blooded. So you really have to make sure, or warm-blooded, I can't remember now. Whatever the temperature is outside, that's their temperature of their blood. So you have to make sure that it stays warm. And she was very cold, hardly moved, didn't eat, didn't drink. And so when we finally put her in here, when we were finished building it, all she did was walk around. And it's like you could tell she was working things out in her brain. She was going to each of the plants, each of the places, like, ooh, what's in this corner? Oh, what's over here? Because they had her in a 50-gallon tank, which was incredibly narrow and tall. It was about 12 inches by maybe 4 feet long. And it was like, so it was super long, really short in depth, and then really tall. Clearly a tank for a different type of reptile, for maybe a snake or a lizard, not for a tortoise. Tortoises should never be in tank enclosures anyway, things like plexiglass or glass, because it messes with their brain and their neurological development. Because what will happen is they can see things outside the glass, and then they'll spend like 5 hours trying to get at the thing that they see through the glass, and it's just not very good for their brain. So we have her in the wood here that you can see. Oh, what? Yes, Connor?
Can you bring that up so I can see her?
We'll take her out in a little bit. I wanted her to eat first, but we'll take her out in a little bit and show you. So anyway, the wood is really good because the wood insulates. Wow, the lighting is terrible right here. The wood insulates the heat, and it's good for their brain development. Really, really good for her. So it was really cool to see her sniffing everything, moving around, and just exploring. And that she slept so good last night. She found a little corner, and she kind of dug a little bit, just to where she was buried a little bit in the substrate, snuggled in, you know, nice and cozy, and she fell asleep in the corner. And she didn't move all night. She had a long time. It was about an hour, over an hour drive to go get her. So I went and got her. It was an hour drive, and my mother-in-law helped me go get her. And so my mother-in-law took her back to her house because I had so many errands that I had to do in that town. That's like an hour south of where we live. And so then she was in a box like all day while I was doing my errands, because I had to pick up some lumber and some screws and things like that to build her enclosure. And oh, my Lanta, she was in a box all day. And then when we finally got her home, because it was, you know, another 45 minutes from my mother-in-law's house to get home, we finally get her home, and again, she is kind of just stuck in the box until we built her enclosure. And we had to build it last night because I did not want her sleeping and staying in that box. But it was just crazy to see how much she really came to life as soon as we put her in there. It is a dream come true. As soon as we put her in, I just can't get over how much I love her, how excited I am that she's a part of our family. We're already looking to upgrade her enclosure and build her an outdoor enclosure as well, so that on those hot Michigan days, she can come outside with us and sit with us and eat the dandelions and the clover right from the wild there. And we're just very blessed and excited to have her with us. Really excited. All night last night, I was thinking about her, and I could not wait to wake up and see her in her enclosure to see how she did last night. Here we go. I was trying to do a closeout video with Connor, but he's not feeling like it today. So I think that is it. We're so excited to have this beautiful little tortoise. Don't forget to give us some name suggestions down below as to what you think her name should be. Make sure you give a like to this video for poor little Connor. Poor little guy. So don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications so that you don't miss any time we post a new video. All right, guys. God bless and have a wonderful day. Bye.